especially in this time, because I mean, we are facing horrible negative ads in Massachusetts right now on human rights. There are false advertisements out there stating that transgender people are not good human beings, that if we get to keep our laws, that bad things will happen to other people in society. And thank goodness, even though it should never have to be that way, Tracy, we now have statistical proof to verify that that is not true from the Williams Institute and their research. To me, it's a no-brainer that violence isn't going to get worse, that nothing's going to change. But when you see these negative ads, I don't know if you've seen any of them or not yet. When you see them, for me, it takes a little bit of a chink out of the armor of me. It's like, oh, how am I ever going to stand up to this kind of intolerance and misinformation and hatred? And one of the things that I get from it is the silver lining of, if I wasn't standing up for this, I would have never have met you. Yes. I would have never have met the children at my school that I work with. I would have never have met the people that let me stay in their homes when I moved up here not knowing a soul. So there are silver linings. It would be better if we could have just met because you and I were at a teachers conference together and we could have become friends that way. But so there are silver linings, but how do you, so for me, I play a lot of disc golf. I take my dogs for walks. I hang out with my friends. I garden. I do these things to kind of cope on a bigger scale because sometimes this is knee-buckling terrifying to me. I won't lie. I come from a place where I didn't have human rights in Tennessee. I have been kicked out of a restaurant, or actually it was refused service in the restaurant. I have been kicked out of a bar for using the women's restroom. So for me to come up here and all of a sudden have human rights and now I have to fight for them again gives me a certain perspective. You're from Massachusetts, where I can't imagine that you ever dreamed that this fight would even come to light in Massachusetts. So how do you keep your head above water? What are some of your coping mechanisms?
Well, I'm lucky that I have lots of good friends. And so I spend a lot of time with friends, and I do a lot of walking or exercising, and we can talk. And when I'm down, I have people I can call and just say, today was not a really good day. I saw that awful commercial, so today's not a great day. So that's, I think that just the relationships in my life, and I love to read and, like I said, walk and go to the beach. So I try to do those things to keep myself, feeling good. But right now, I feel like it's kind of a short-term thing. So I'm trying to do everything I can to make this come out the right way. And
we know that November 6th, something is going to happen. Yep. We don't know what yet, but we do know November 6th, something's going to happen. As we're getting closer, for me, Tracy, I dwell on it. I have to think real-world situational things. I'm a teacher. I go with my students to the Museum of Science. Right now, somebody there can't say, you can't come in here, you're transgender. I've been with friends when I've been refused service in places, so I know it can happen. And I'm worried that I go to the Museum of Science with my students. They say, you can't come in here, you're transgender. And then I get to sit outside. And that's what these people that are saying no to the vote on 3 are hoping will happen. They're wanting me to no longer even be safe or comfortable going into public. They want me to hide.
That's exactly
they want me to not admit that I am who I am. And luckily, I'm a very stubborn Southern woman that will just get louder. And I really hope that it would be nice to sit down with somebody from the other side of the opponents. As hard as that would be and as much as but to me, I want them to know that when what they're doing is against me, a human being, I want them to feel that. I don't know if I can convince them to feel that level of empathy or not. Maybe they're beyond that with this issue. But I want them to know that when they are putting these horrible attack ads out that are transphobic and just hateful. I mean, they're very hateful.
They're hateful.
And I want them to know that I'm doing this to Kelly Jenkins.
Right.
And because I want them to know that, that means that I'm going to places and talking that not necessarily want to hear what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Have you found yourself in that situation yet, to where you've come across some people that might not necessarily be as open to the message as you would hope?
No. Every place that I have been speaking at, I feel like I haven't shied away from that. I just haven't had that opportunity. And every place that I've been to, I feel like I've been in front of a fairly either positive or neutral crowd. So if there have been people there who have not agreed with me, I haven't really heard about it. So I've been thankful for that. So a lot of time I feel like you know, I'm kind of preaching to the choir, which is sometimes frustrating. But I do feel one of the last events, and we did together in Needham, and a lot of the people who were there who were friends of mine or who I knew, and would come up to me afterwards and say, you know, I would have voted yes on 3 anyways, but after hearing Kelly and Aspen and you and hearing about this, now instead of just voting 3 myself, I'm going to go out and I'm going to tell somebody else. I'm going to tell somebody else why I should vote 3 and how touched I was by hearing stories. So I just feel like that is so important when you talk about talking with someone in the opposition. I just feel like if they could just meet you, if they could meet my daughters, and I feel like it would all seem so silly.